We'll now talk to Associate Professor of Music, Susan Buehler, who recently gave a recital at the Collins House. Well, Dr. Buehler, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And I understand that you gave a performance recently entitled My Favorite Frenchman. Can you tell us what that was like?
It was a faculty recital. I give one every year, and the president allowed us to use the reception hall at the Collins House, and it's a nice space for that kind of event, and so, yeah, I gave a faculty recital over there Sunday afternoon at 3:30.
And what all was involved in My Favorite Frenchman?
Well, basically it was just me singing, but I sang 7 songs, and I involved my students in it. What we've been doing for this particular series, I started a series last fall called the My Favorite, and last fall was My Favorite Italians, in which we sang Italian songs, and then this year is My Favorite Frenchman, and my students, 6 of my students, present live program notes, so that instead of printed material, my students have that narration in which they tell the audience about the composers, things about the music, or something that may be of interest. And a special plus for me for this recital was the fact that we have an amity scholar, Anthony Remy from France, who, of course, I planned this recital over a year ago, and so it just turned out that Anthony was here, and so he came and he was a part of the recital as well.
And do you think it's important to have a performance like this every year?
Yes. For myself, it keeps me, my skills honed a little bit. Keeps me doing research on all the pieces that I do, and historical elements and information about composers and all that sort of thing. It also allows my students to see me perform, which I think is maybe beneficial. And it allows them, especially when they are doing the live program notes, it allows them to be a part of it, and hopefully they're absorbing some of this information that they're imparting.
And what kind of work do you do specifically with students, one-on-one?
The bulk of my load here at Baker is teaching private studio. I have about 30 voice students in my studio, in addition to high school students that I have after hours, but the bulk of my teaching load is literally one-on-one private voice students. I also teach voice-related courses. This fall we have a musical production coming up entitled the No Frills Review, which is a musical theater class in which there are 7 students, and we'll be presenting that on November the 28th. Wednesday, 7:30 p.m., McKibben Recital Hall. And then in the spring semester, I teach a methods course, which is required of music ed majors.
And do you also teach even grade schoolers, or is there an outlet for them to learn music?
I don't do so much teaching at the grade school level. However, we do have a lab school in the department. And the way we work that is Baker students, Baker music students, are the teachers. They're paid. There is a fee for students to go to the lab school, and our Baker students are paid from that fee, and they teach a wide variety of lessons. Piano lessons are the most popular. We have an overabundance of piano students every year. We have a couple of voice students, I think, teaching this, or studying and being taught by a couple of our voice students this fall. Guitar is always very popular with the students, and so I think we have probably somewhere between 30 and 40 students studying in the lab school.
And do you yourself also play an instrument?
I play piano.
You play piano. And I also understand you're involved with Artist and Lecture Series?
I am. I'm the director of the Artist and Lecture Series, chairman of that committee.
And what exactly is the Artist and Lecture Series? Could you explain that?
The Artist and Lecture Series is, like I said, it's a committee to which faculty are elected to serve, and Tom Hyman is an ex officio who serves on that as well, because he's the theater manager, and we need him on board all the time because we use the auditorium. But the Artist and Lecture Series is a committee that looks at a variety of speakers and artists, performing artists, who come in from literally all points across the globe. We try to do international as well as national, some regional performers and speakers, and we bring in the cultural events for the university.
And are there any other upcoming events involved with music here at Baker?
Well, the next event for the Artist and Lecture Series is this coming Thursday, November the 8th at 7:30 p.m. in the First United Methodist Church, and that's the Kansas City Chorale. They'll be performing Thursday night.
And from an academic point of view, what would your stance be on, artists performing at, mainstream artists performing at things like the Sprint Center or American Idol and other mainstream music outlets?
What do I think of that?
Yeah.
I think it's very popular with your average American. I don't happen to be a big fan of it. That's not just simply because I don't particularly care for it. I don't really see very much of it. We have enough rehearsals in the evenings, and we have a lot of concerts and a lot of work on internet, and so that really takes away from time watching television. So I don't really watch that very much.
And if there was a student who was perhaps a potential music student here at Baker, what advice would you give them?
Keep working, follow your heart, give it your best shot, and absolutely keep studying all the time.
And well, is there anything else you'd like to add?
I hope everyone will come out on Thursday evening for the Kansas City Chorale. They are a world-class performing vocal ensemble, 12 men, 12 women. I will be singing with them. I'll get a little plug in for myself. One of the songs they're going to be doing is Home on the Range, which is the Kansas state song, and I'm familiar with the director of the group, and so he asked me if I would sing that with them. So I'm looking forward to that on Thursday evening as well.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me tonight, Dr. Buehler.
Thank you.
And it was a joy talking to you.
It's a pleasure to be here.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, but stay with us.